call the meeting. I'd like to call the meeting of the North Smithfield School Committee of April 12th, 2022 to order. And Madam Clerk, would you call the roll call, please?
Sure. Chair Lombardi notified us that he is tied up and wanted us to begin. Mrs. Mayo,
Here.
Mrs. Gada,
Here.
Mr. Connell,
Here.
and Mr. Jones is not present.
He had mentioned to me that he would probably not be here tonight, but I don't know if that's official or not.
Okay.
Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Do we have anyone who would like to make a public comment or a community comment? And it looks like the answer to that is no.
There's no hands raised on Zoom.
Perfect. Thank you. So we will move on to the consent agenda. Is there anything that anyone would like to have removed from this agenda? Okay, then I'm looking for a motion to approve the consent agenda as written.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
The consent agenda is approved. Mr. St. Jean, do you have a report for us?
Just a quick report. I'd like to update you on some of the work that's happening at the facility. I did go down today to take a look at the construction for the new concession stand in the bathrooms. And I got yelled at by the contractors for trespassing because they're not supposed to have anybody walking around the work site. But I introduced myself, and I don't think I'm in trouble just yet. But we don't know at this stage when the work is going to be completed. So in maybe 3 to 4 months, Mr. Seepy should have a work schedule by the end of this week that will break down the entire project, and then we'll can make the announcement when we anticipate the new facilities to be completed. So the other thing that I wanted to update you is that we're still working on putting together the specs for an RFP for a field manager. So that again is in process. It's difficult to find because there aren't many people doing that out there that we can find. So so this is taking us a bit of time to work it out. You did approve on the consent agenda some updates to the cameras out on the athletic fields, along with a new server, which will allow us to increase the recording capacity, not just what's out on the fields, but also all the cameras throughout the schools. So that's a well-needed update. We still do have issues with people out on the field over the weekends because we don't have any type of supervision and they're jumping the fence. They're still using the athletic field itself. We do have people out walking the track. Again, when we get the field manager in place, when we get the cameras in place, when we have basically what we need, hopefully that we can, have some better rules of the road and rules of engagement out on the fields over the weekend. The RFP for the throwing areas closes on Thursday. So we should be able to see what the cost will be to put in the hammer and shot and javelin. We'll know then. I'll notify the school committee. I don't know if, well, time is such and materials are such that we probably can't do it till the fall anyway. So I don't anticipate us calling an emergency school committee meeting to sort of get this approved so that we can start construction in the spring and have it over the summer. But we'll know better on Thursday when the bids are opened. But preliminarily, one of the companies that came to a pre-bid meeting said they probably couldn't get to it until the fall. So, which is unfortunate. We were hoping to have this in the spring, but we'll know. The we're putting together, putting out a bid for the replacement of the windows at the high school to be paid for through ESSER. And this should take care of the rest of the courtyard and the windows on the two sides of the building facing the middle school and facing the other side, along with the cafeteria. So that will leave us just the windows across the front of the high school to complete at a future phase. We're putting together a pricing for the digital sign to replace the old sign with the where the kids go on and put the letters up by the road. So when that comes in, we'll let you know. Over the April vacation, Mr. Sethi and the maintenance department are intending to paint the Andrews building. So I don't know if you noticed a number of months back, Andrews building got some really nice new windows that fit the historical character of the building itself. That kind of gold color that's out there now, that's going to be repainted to match the middle school and the high school, that off-white. So it will look like a true campus. And they're also going to be painting games over at NSPS, over on the tarmac area. So there will be a lot of games that will be painted out there for the kids. And so outside of that, there's a lot happening with the facilities. We're looking forward to returning from the April break. We have, I don't know how many field trip requests I've signed off on. So we have field trips coming up. We have dances. We have 8th grade graduation. We have the high school graduation, proms. I mean, it's going to be a busy, active, fun couple of months to wrap up this year for the kids.
Good to see. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Informational, I don't know if there's anything you'd like to say.
I'd like to just highlight a couple of the names. Mrs. Williams is resigning, and I just want to say she's been with us, 2000. She was hired in 2000, and she's been an amazing teacher and special ed teacher, and she just had such a good rapport with the students and the families, and we wish her all the best in moving on. Catherine Sylvia, instructional assistant, I know. So she has been with us since 2009, and she is just a joy. Truly love for the students, always a smile, always supportive, and again, she will be sorely missed. I know when she came to the office and talked about retiring, it was, again, one of those bittersweet moments where she felt it was time, but she didn't want to, and she was going to miss the kids and her colleagues. So, but we wish her all the best. And then Mark Labasio, new assistant principal out in Woonsocket. So we're sorry to see him go. He's been an amazing PE teacher, not just in his classes, but he's also given back so much to the district and the schools and the kids. I mean, he was instrumental in getting a sizable grant for the middle school with a lot of equipment. He was instrumental in securing us a new weight room over at the high school. He was instrumental in putting a natural outdoor play area for the kids at NSPS, along with Stanley Tree Services. So he is just always given 100% to his classes and to the district and the community in which he lives. So we wish him absolutely all the best in his new career as an administrator. God bless you.
Thank you. They definitely will be missed, and we
Yes.
certainly wish them all well in wherever they're going in their future. So that's wonderful. Thank you. Yeah,
Madam Chairman,
of course.
Again, I just want to emphasize that for all three. And obviously, well, I should two retirements. And as far as Mark Labasio, again, I knew about that a little bit. It's too good an opportunity to pass up. You know, I mean, it's too good. We hate to lose people, but it's too good an opportunity to pass up. And these opportunities don't come up every day. So you have to take them when they come. So again, wish him the best. I wish all three the best. Again, there's losses that we don't like, but Well, actually, yeah, we're happy for the people moving on in the next steps,
That's
but
right.
we certainly will feel they're lost up here.
Thank you very much. And moving on to old business, do we have anything under the fiscal year 22 budget? Okay, and how about?
Should Lisa have the microphone? Lisa, please put the microphone for the record.
Nothing to report on 22? Nothing. And how about 23?
23, nothing. That's either we're just in the waiting period now.
Thank you. Well, is there anything else?
Next, I had two questions. I can go back to superintendent's report. Not substantive, but just two questions. Just, if I may, Mr. Superintendent, on the throwing area, are we pretty solid that it's we know where it's going to be now? Are we going with that? Do we know where it's going to be more or less?
Yes, the
Between the
softball,
buildings?
the softball field will be preserved,
Yeah.
so we're not going to be co-opting some of that space.
I was pretty sure that, but I wanted to emphasize if someone's listening or watching that, we're not going out there. We found that spot where we can
Correct.
make it work. And really, I guess not even a question, just obviously on the track, we all know a lot of people in town have an issue. A lot of people wanted, have us move forward with it. So obviously, like the effort that, especially if it's difficult to find people to manage it, we want to put that
Right.
extra effort into it.
Right.
So is there anything we can do to help with that process or?
At this stage, we're still gathering information, and we're pretty close to the specifications on what we are looking for in a management company. Now, and like I said, it's hard to find it I'll give you an example. So one of the things that I wanted to take a look at was the pricing structure that we have for rental of the field. And I did a search across the state, other school districts in the state. Not many of them have pricing that have been posted. So we're calling around and we're just getting information from the other districts. Also, there are quite a few of the districts have their athletic complexes that are not open to the public. So they don't have that information for us as we try to keep it open for the public, but we also need to generate some revenue and rental, but we also need to reserve the time for our students. So we're doing kind of a balancing act on this one. And I know there are other districts out there with really nice turf fields with very high fences that people can't jump. So, but we don't want to do that either. So again, we're just trying to find that balance that's going to make everybody happy.
Thank you.
And I would imagine we would like to have this in place before the summer so that we don't have to worry about.
Yes.
Summer.
Yes.
Okay. Doesn't sound easy. Anything else? Well, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
And a second?
Second?
Thank you very much. All in favor?
Aye.